Hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome from all over the world to We Are One. Let's start by giving ourselves a big hug today. So, this is it. And I see here on the chat Doreen, Phyllis, Susan. Greetings to you all. Welcome. Such a pleasure to be here with you guys one more day for us to practice the art and be the smile. We've been in touch with Jed, but he hasn't replied. So Susan Schwartz is going to be here in a few minutes with us. Meanwhile, let's practice. Drop your shoulders and bring your attention back to your breath. Welcome, everyone. So happy that you are here. And let's exhale from head to toes. Oh dear. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. And let's breathe, bringing the attention, your awareness to your body, feeling your feet, your legs. Feeling the seat and relaxing. Exhaling down the front. And when you inhale, energy goes up the back, from toes to the head, from 7 to 4s. Giving ourselves this big hug. Susan is joining us. How wonderful. Okay, let's continue to breathe. Being the smile. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Can you hear me? I don't have my mic. Is it okay?
Yes, we can hear you well. Thank you for joining us last minute.
You know, we're always where we need to be, right?
Right. We were giving ourselves a big hug and exhaling down the front from head to toes.
What a perfect way to begin every moment is to be really conscious of our breath. It's what sources us and how we live so many moments in our lives without connecting to the breath, without being aware. And it is in that awareness, right, that we feel alive. To be able to take the time together, LA, what a treat.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I missed you, and I believe everyone is so happy that you're joining us today.
Well, I'm glad. It just was, Mary, one of the things that Mary Burmeister would always say is there is no accidents. Nothing is an accident. And so we have the opportunities that present themselves to us, like knocking at our door. And if we're quiet enough, if we're focused enough in our breath and our awareness, then we can take these opportunities and really make a difference in our lives. And so I look at this as an opportunity for me to be with you again and with everyone that is on this webinar today.
Wonderful.
So this is really very great. So as everybody is breathing, right, and being aware of their breath, and they're centered in the very center of our being. So if you could bring your attention, Ali, I don't know if you told them this, just to the center, to the solar plex right here as you're breathing, because
Not
that's
yet.
where our source comes in, right?
Wonderful.
And while you're aware of that, what I was thinking about the last couple of days is about how do I sit as I'm breathing? Do I collapse that sternum down, or do I really raise it up with my breath so that I, right, can really expand my lungs and feel that life force filling my being? So for those people that pull themselves in too much, what they don't have the expansion or the reach to place their hands under their underarms, they can even come closer in here, which is really covering their heart center and their lungs. And so this is just as wonderful because it's giving yourself a different kind of hug, that nourishing hug, you know. It's like saying, oh, I love myself. How many times a day do we actually stop and say, I love myself? I'm the true blessing. I have a true blessing to be on earth, to be with myself, to get to know myself. Jin Shin Jyutsu is about getting to know myself so I can help myself. And that is really loving. Not having to reach out for someone else to take responsibility for yourself, but for us to take responsibility for me. So let's tune back into our breath. I love to think about as I experience the exhale going down the front and the inhale going up the back, to really feel that energy of connection to earth. That exchange of the breath that happens at the big toe as it journeys up the sole of the foot. Mary had so much fun with the English language. I remember my first day in class, she talked about soul, right? Well, our connection to breath allows the soul to be nourished in the body. And yet, what do we walk on? We use the sole of our foot to connect with earth. So we actually are allowing that soul to connect with the earth. So much fun to play with words. Feel that. Feel that connection. Feel that gift. And I know in many languages, the definition of soul and the description of soul could be so very different. Yet for me, it is about light. And light has so many different aspects to it. The sparkle, the fire, the calmness. I was watching lightning bugs the other day. Do you know what they all are? Fireflies. And the gift of this light that attracts another one, right? It's about an attraction. And with our light, we attract one another. So feel your light as you exhale down the front and inhale up the breath. Feel that light embracing, covering you in an oval. See if you could become aware of what color that oval is. what color that light is that surrounds your being and creates a bubble for you. You can imagine where all these bubbles floating around. There was an artist, Maxwell Parrish, who drew pictures of bubbles floating in the sky. And inside the bubble were people, just like we are. As I open my eyes and I look where my thumbs are, I see they're pointing at me. And so it brings us back to that awareness of the breath of myself, my connection, my source. Mary would talk about exhaling is the beginning, letting go, so that we can receive the breath of life. And if we have 36 conscious breaths, it takes us through the outer dimensions and brings us into this physical body. 36 conscious breaths. I believe the date is the 9th month and the 25th day. 9 is end of a cycle. It's ancient knowledge and wisdom. The 9 is the last of the single digits before it moves up to a 10. And each breath is an end of one cycle to begin anew. And the number 25 has ancient meaning that says quietly regenerates. Quietly. Like our breath. When it's in harmony, it has a rhythm that is just so quiet. So harmonious. Like bubbles floating in the air. You could have that image of blowing bubbles and watching them float up. And then what happens is then they come down. And that is just like our breath. So Ale, what are you feeling?
I'm feeling a sense of warmth and relaxation. My head is lighter. I feel like smiling and happy to be here.
And I notice that your shoulders are very relaxed. And that is one of the other gifts that we have, where we get to unload and drop our shoulders and really smile from our soul. From smile from that inner space inside us. Words really don't express it very well, do they? It's hard to capture that.
Exactly.
So we take the last few minutes that we're together, just in that quietness. I invite you now to close your eyes and feel that breath inside you as it expands out to the world. It's like your bubble is expanding. That light is enveloping the house you live in, touching all the people you know, expanding out to the corners of the cities, the countries you live in. Reaching out to all those people in need of more light so that it ignites their light. It's the spark. Let's send that light out to all the leaders of the world. What they touch inside, that space that connects them to peace and love, the gift of Creator, the gift of life. And I talked about a bubble, which is round like the earth. So if we could see that light circling the earth as we exhale and inhale, breathing in the light and exhaling out the light. And the light is getting brighter. I can feel it. Can you feel it too? It's such a glorious time to remember who we are, to know that this moment is available to us all the time if we just take a quiet time to give ourselves a big hug, to connect back in, to be aware of who we are in the truest essence, not the outer things that we carry through life, think about with our minds and distract us. The truest space deep inside us that is reflected in the light that we spread to the whole world. Calmness, letting go of all of our garbage, letting go of all our negative thoughts, being one with each other. What a treat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan, for stepping in and sharing your light and your love with us. Thank you so much.
Thank everybody for coming and making the light brighter, because it takes one and then another and then another and another and another. And then everyone in the world would be that way, right?
Yes.
And touched by us.
Heart by heart, hand by hand, being the art.
Yes. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you so
Susan,
much.
I saw here a message in the chat from Kelly saying that you'll be teaching soon. Is that right? You're going to give a basic seminar online.
Yes. We're changing because we can't be in person because of the pandemic. And I'm going to be offering a basic seminar that includes text one, part one, and text two, part two, coming up in October. It's starting on October 22nd, part one.
Wonderful. What an opportunity for people from all over the world to join you.
Yes, if you speak English.
Yes.
Yes, that's the only thing. I'm sorry that that's the only language at the moment I speak well. And so the link, you can find all the information on the Jin Shin Jyutsu website, and you'll see that there. And so please come and join. It is really a great opportunity to really understand the physio philosophy and all of the tools that we share with you here and more.
Wonderful. I believe this is going to be an awesome opportunity. We have students from so many remote places sometimes, and then they will be able to join you. And for those longtime students, it's an opportunity to get together, to remember, and to practice the art together. So join Susan. I'm so excited this new offering is available now. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie. But it's no different than when we all come together and remind ourselves, we remind our own self about our breath, being quiet inside, having the opportunity to give ourselves that loving hug. Okay? And so come and join me, join our We Are Ones as much as you can, re-listen to the replays, and continue your journey with Jin Shin Jyutsu, because the more you spend time with it, the more we change the world.
Exactly. Day by day,
Okay?
one main central flow at a time.
Right? Moment by moment by moment. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Wishing you all a great weekend. Be well, be
Yes,
safe, and practice the art.
thank
Bye,
you.
Susan.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you all.